Anabelas and welcome back to another video. So we are back with conspiracy time, and I decided to do a very fun conspiracy time. So this is Disney conspiracies. So that will be Disney and also the Disney parks and just people related to Disney. We're going to do those types of things in this video, and I'm super excited to do this, you guys. I am so excited. So the first conspiracy is probably one of the most popular conspiracies, and it is that Walt Disney, his head is frozen. And basically the conspiracy goes that he froze his head, right? So then later on in the future of humans, when we're smart enough and we can create like some type of device that you can get your head and your intelligence into like a different body in the future. It's like a really interesting, kind of crazy conspiracy, but let's read this. So it said, let's cut to the chase. Walt Disney wasn't chronologically frozen, and his frozen body and or head isn't underneath the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. Now I've heard that people have said like maybe it's in the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, or maybe it's even in the Haunted Mansion, and obviously I haven't seen anything, but I thought that was really interesting. But of course he did pass away from lung cancer, and of course they said that he was cremated. And it says that the legend dates back to an interview in 1972 given by Bob Nelson, who's president of the Cryonic Society of California. He said that Disney wanted to be frozen, but said that he wasn't. And honestly, you guys, I don't know. You never know everything for sure. But I think it would be interesting if he was frozen, right? That would be really interesting. This next one is the Haunted Mansion scared someone to death. So, the Haunted Mansion opened in 1969, but some say that an earlier version of the ride was so terrifying that a man invited to preview the attraction suffered a heart attack and died. Due to the unfortunate circumstance, Disney ordered the ride toned down to prevent anyone else from being scared to death. The truth? There is no evidence to support that anyone ever died in the Haunted Mansion. Though, an 89-year-old woman did break her hip getting off a dune buggy once. The Haunted Mansion was supposed to open in 1963, and workers did finish the exterior that year. Disney also showed a teaser of the ride in 1965 on TV, in an episode of Walt Disney's Wonderful World of Color. However, the ride wasn't delayed because it killed someone. What happened was that Disney was tied up working on the New York World Fair in 1964, and then he passed away in 1966. Afterward, there were some changes to the design. That's interesting. That's really interesting, you guys. That's weird, isn't that? That's like really weird. Like someone would die because the Haunted Mansion's not even scary. The Haunted Mansion's not even scary. That's really interesting because I find people, I don't know, but I do find the woman breaking her hip getting off the dune buggy kind of funny, even though that's not something to laugh about. But it's just like, how did you do that? How did you break your hip getting off a dune buggy? I don't understand that. Next is that there is a dead body at Disneyland. So the Pirates of the Caribbean ride is a hot spot for rumors. That is very true. Everyone has rumors about the Pirates ride. Whatever, I just enjoy the ride. Anyways, Imagineers, according to legend, Imagineers decided to use real human bones when constructing the attraction because the fake bones didn't look, well, dead enough. And supposedly they got the bones from UCLA Medical School. One skeleton reigned over his treasure, two played a game of chess, and another met his end when he was struck with the sword. They say the skeletons remained for many years until they were eventually swapped out for fake ones. However, some believe that the skull and crossbones behind a skeleton lounging in a bed are real. A cast member supposedly told Disney blog, the Disney Does, that the skull was real on video. Okay. Anyways, let's continue. It could technically be true that there's a dead body located on the property thanks to rule-breaking guess. Bloggers have asserted that Disney is a popular place for relatives to scatter the ashes of their loved ones. That is, I have heard that a lot, that people like come there and spread like ashes through Disneyland, which is weird, and I don't think you should do that, but I don't know about that. Yeah, so now spreading ashes on private property is illegal, and Disneyland denies requests to do so on their property, though it's sort of a hard rule to enforce, and there are no health hazards if it were to happen. In 2007, a woman was accused of scattering a powdery substance while on the Pirates ride. Bloggers claim she was dispersing human remains. A witness said that it looked like baby powder. The police couldn't find the substance to test it, and Disney denied that spreading ashes was a growing trend. That is extremely interesting. I have heard, of course, like I said, of the ashes and all of that. And I think it's really, I think it's where people do that. Why would you do that? That's all I'm saying. Okay, now we're going to dive into some Disney movie conspiracies. And the first one is that Ariel's mom was slain by Captain Hook. So, in The Little Mermaid, we know that Ariel doesn't have a mother, but we don't actually find out what happened to her until the third movie, The Little Mermaid, Ariel's Beginnings. It turns out that Ariel's mom, Athena, was slain by pirates, and that's why she isn't around. According to this theory, Athena, who looks strikingly similar to one of the mermaids in Peter Pan, was slain by Hook himself. That actually makes a lot of sense. I'm looking at the pictures, and I'll put it up here too. She does look like one of the mermaids. That's interesting. Aladdin and Jasmine made a cameo in Hercules. There's a purple shooting star in the sky when Hercules sang, "Go the distance." In Aladdin, when Aladdin and Jasmine took their magic carpet ride, they traveled from country to country within seconds. They traveled so fast that anyone on the ground would have only seen a blur or a shooting star. I like that theory. I like that theory. In Mulan, the owner of the doll represented all the little girls worth fighting for. The song, "A Girl Worth Fighting For," ended as Mulan and the rest of the soldiers came upon a destroyed village where Mulan picks up a small doll. We know for certain that it used to belong to a little girl who lived in the village since earlier Shan Yu got the doll from his hawk and said besides the little girl would be missing her doll. We should return it to her. That girl is Mulan's girl worth fighting for, along with other girls in general. I like that theory because Mulan never had someone fighting for, right? So I like that. So this is the last theory for today, you guys, and it's the toys' backstories came from Andy's imagination. So obviously we're talking about Toy Story, and the characters in Toy Story develop their traits and backstories from the way the children play with their toys. Woody doesn't remember much about his origin, nor does Buzz, but that's only because when Andy plays with Woody, he's just a generic cowboy. Mr. Potato Head and Ham aren't supposed to be villains, but they become antagonized towards Woody because Andy makes them villains when he plays with them. Buzz even learns about where he came from based on how Andy and other children imagine him when they pass Buzz in the Toy Story. I like this theory, but I think we can all kind of just agree on that, right? Like, we make our toys who we want them to be. So I feel like it's kind of like a yes, obviously, kind of answer to this theory. It's like, yeah, obviously they do that. You know what I mean? So I would say, yeah, obviously. Well, Anabelas, thank you guys so much for joining. I hope that you guys have enjoyed Conspiracy Time. Like I said, I really want to do more Conspiracy Times, but it really all depends on whether YouTube likes it or not. But this video is going up, and we also, of course, had an Octoberween one, so hopefully more to come in the future. Like I said, all up to YouTube if they let me post them. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time. Adios, Anabelas.